Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays The Binding of Isaac AFTERBIRTH Plus. Going for win number 10 today. Basement 1. I give this like a 5, maybe even a 4, and it's entirely because of the 2.55 damage stat. There was our seed. Speed's okay. Rate of fire is exactly okay, and I don't mean that as an insult. Okay is acceptable. Okay is, 6-piece chicken McNugget meal, you know? You don't go home and go, Mom, I had the most amazing lunch today. But if eating food that slowly kills you from the inside out doesn't put a smile on your face, then what are the holidays all about? What we need, though, urgently, because, like, this is Eve's starting damage, but without any Whore of Babylon Razor Blade ability. So, when I say urgently, I don't mean like we need it within the next floor or two or we're gonna die, but we definitely need, probably by the first deal with the devil, we either need a substantial defensive upgrade that allows us to coast on 2.55 damage, or we need a miracle, or we need a damage upgrade. It doesn't have to be amazing, but that would help out a lot. I'd also settle for like a couple of average ones, but you know, we don't really get to choose what we settle for in this game. We just get to choose what we get, what we pick up and what we don't pick up. So I don't know if a single bomb will be able to get to that tinted rock. It's gonna be close. That probably does not help. Okay, so I got Little Horn. I was saving Charm Tears for like, very dumb idea on my part. The idea that that exact thing right there could happen, but we did get hit in the process. Losing the Spirit Heart is pretty terrible. Please just blow yourself up with some bombs. I'll wait. There we go. You're very lucky. I just, like, you're like a walking Fermi paradox. Any Little Horn that's sufficiently advanced, you know, runs the risk of exploding itself with its own hubris. It's a cautionary tale. Thank you. Dude, I'll take it. Pretty good. I get like a 30% damage increase. We've still got an item room available somewhere. There it is. And it's tough. It's very tough. Because Little Haunt is like, it's okay. It's certainly not an item where you'd be like, I don't need to take anything. Like, if it was Bob's Brain, it would be a much easier choice. We do this room to see if we get a bomb. We did not. Well, I'm going to blow it up. I'm going to give us a chance at something a little bit more bombastic, but I got to tell you, I think I look at this and I'm like, I'm not sure. And I like that. I like when an Isaac run does that. When it says, you know, hey, here's two different paths. Maybe neither is viable. Maybe both are viable, but you have to choose for yourself what you value. Why did I value Gimpy? It's actually pretty easy. Like, in this case, it's not really the Spirit Hearts, it's the Red Hearts. You know, being able to stay alive, thanks to enemies having a much greater chance to drop half Red Hearts and full Red Hearts. Probably one of the better things we could get for ourselves here. Now, obviously our luck stat is pretty abysmal, but it's okay. You know, it doesn't have to pay out frequently early for us to be fine. Hopefully it doesn't have to pay out frequently ever. Hey, dude, you think you could, like, you don't even have to stand still, just stop moving around, like, so erratically, temporarily? Thank you. Well, this is fun. Please? Okay. We have one key. We'll use that right off the bat. We definitely want a bomb, just so we have the potentiality of getting a Tinted Rock Spirit Heart sort of situation. But I feel like with a 7 rate of fire, my damage woes are temporarily assuaged. And admittedly, only temporarily. But oh, my dude. I love Sack Dagger. So put another time in the jukebox, baby. I love Sack Dagger. Still, I think it sounds like a name for like a TV cop on a really, really bad show. Yeah, my name is Sack Dagger. Sack, what is that short for? Sacrificial. It's not good. You know, I used to be naive. I used to think that one day, not every television season would feature a new show that has something to do with either a hospital or a police-related job. Turns out, I mean, there's a new... I did this same bit live for Kate because we were watching the hockey game, and, you know, they were like, coming this winter on CBC, what's it like to be the coroner at, you know, in a busy New York hospital? And I'm like, dude, they're like straight up just out of jobs now, aren't they? That's no disrespect at all meant to coroners, but like, you know, we've done police, detectives, blood spatter analysis, then we did all the special police. This one's tough. You know I'm going Guppy's head. I'm sorry, goat head. You know I'm going goat head. Why this? Well, I might be overrating Guppy's head, but I really don't think that... that could have been terrible. I really don't think that the love fart is that good. The love fart, product of eating a fatty meal. You guys like The Love Boat? I've never seen it, but I am familiar with the song. Anyway, this is not a situation, I think, where I overrate Guppy's head. It's definitely better than Love Bean. However, it might be better to hold Love Bean and not pay anything for Guppy's head. But I don't know. I do see that Tinted Rock as well. Like, we've done every job, right? Like, at some point... It's not really a fad anymore, is it? When, like, the most popular shows on television, except for, like, talent TV shows where people that kind of look unconventionally or are not conventionally attractive get up and everyone's like, and then they sing and everyone's like, oh my god, they can sing. I can't believe it. You know, those are still popping. But apart from that, it's like Jennifer Lopez is an ambulance driver who's also a cop that's a ghost, coming this fall. You know, it's just... There's other jobs. I mean, I guess TV's a business, no question about that. And some of these shows might be good. I mean, some of my favorite shows, at least in recent memory, are about the police, for sure. I mean, even Brooklyn Nine-Nine is about the police, obviously. But I was thinking more of like, you know, I mean, The Wire is an obvious example, but I'm kind of just like, I've only seen like 4 or 5 episodes of it. I know it's amazing, okay? Everybody knows it's amazing. It's not like an anti-circle jerk sort of thing. It's more just like, I'll see it at some point, I'm sure. I'm just not motivated right now, but I'm aware of its goodness. But, you know, Dexter, at least the first few seasons. You know, Hannibal is about a cop, kind of. Meet the cop who can't be stopped. Cannibal Cop. So I can see it. But, like, at some point, I get it. It's a stage for human drama, you know? At a hospital, people are sick, people are dying, people are doing it. Sandra Oh is screaming, "Somebody please sedate me!" I've seen the gifs. You know, I don't really like this room right now. Shouldn't have done that, but at the same time, I just wanted to feel what it felt like to be alive. It's a real... Not a dicey run, but it has the potential to be a dicey run. Keep in mind, we got Goathead. We invested heavily on the last floor. You know what that means? If we get subpar deals with the devil and no HP to supplement them, don't take them. You know, we got time. We can afford to be a little choosy. Like a choosy mom waiting for the perfect brand of peanut butter. I gotta tell you, that's one of my least favorite advertising slogans. Choosy moms choose Jif. Because, like, in my head, I'm like, if you're the Kraft Peanut Butter Corporation, can you, like, sue them? It's like, choosy moms choose Jif. Even that sounds wrong. It should be choosy moms choose GIF. I'm like, prove it? It's not fair. It short circuits the human mind. Mothers are like, oh, I want to be a choosy mom. I don't want to be a mom who's just indiscriminately picking up whatever peanut butter's on sale. I'm willing to go for it here. Please. All right, fair enough. I bought into the recklessness. It's like, what are the standards in advertising? I'm not necessarily suggesting it's off the rails, by the way, but like, can you just be like, you know, Heinz ketchup, it's just better? I don't know. Is that acceptable? Is that something you have to prove? Because isn't that kind of like the subtext of Choosy Moms Choose Jif? Isn't that the subtext of every ad, I guess, if I'm going to be this overly reductive? I just don't get it. You can just say something like that. That's why I would never, I could never work for like Procter & Gamble, I think, in the advertising department. All of my, you know, I'd be like, check it out. I got a new ad campaign for you. It's for a Gain detergent. It says, Gain detergent. It's as good as the others. Buy it if it's on sale. They're like, no, 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 no. Here's what you do. You have a kid in all white, you know, soccer uniforms come in, and then one of them has grass stains on their clothes. And then the other mothers all gasp, and maybe one of them faints, and they go, oh my God. Janet's kid has grass stains on her knees. I didn't know that Janet was a derelict mother who hates her kids and wants them to be unsuccessful because their soccer uniform isn't pure white. I mean, they got in a sport where you spend the entire thing in contact with the grass. She got grass on her. Why does she hate her kid? I didn't realize. And then it ends with Janet being in prison. Don't be a Janet. Get your kids Tide Pods or else. So we took Krampus' head over Guppy's head. You know why? Because I respect the items. No, Windows. Pick a snooze. Get snoozed, buddy. I will check out this curse room. You know why? Because it's here. No, 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 no. So I know I've been negative about Christmas music lately. The season is almost over. I mean, it's over for you guys, I'm sure. If you play Christmas music on December 24th, everybody's like, I don't want a lot for Christmas. But if you play it on December 26th, they're like, Janet, what's wrong with you? First, the grass stains. Now you're playing Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas on December 26th. Like, are you... What's wrong with you, Janet? But I have one last bone to pick for this holiday season. And I didn't realize this was a genre of Christmas song until yesterday. The genre, or the specific subtype of Christmas song I've realized I hate the most is something I'm going to call lots of hymns. Now, or lots of carols, let's say. They're not really hymns. So I didn't realize, you know, growing up, deck the halls with boughs of holly, hark the herald angels sing, oh, holy night, etc., etc. The new thing, and I'm not going to name a quote-unquote band whose name has many syllables and an X in it, but is mashing up every single carol into one single song. Now, on a logical level, I don't know what about it makes my skin crawl, but it's something beyond just, oh, you're a Grinch. Like, a cover is one thing, and, you know, I don't think the world necessarily needs any more covers of, you know, Away in a Manger. But if you're making one, so be it, right? But what the world definitely does not need is one song that's 6 minutes long and has all the carols in it. You know, it starts, hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn, we wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas, and a silver bell. It just like never stops, and it just goes, and it, like, who is the, this is music made for aliens. It's like a long running, like, oh, I know that one sort of thing. Is that I don't know when did this come to pass? I shouldn't have stood there, obviously. I'm just saying, okay, I'm glad it's over. Remind me next year how much I hate Christmas mashups. I will take YouTube Christmas song parodies, and I'm straight up, I'll take like a Minecraft song parody over that any day of the week. At least there's like some passion behind the Minecraft song parody, and I'm being real. Hearing like an 11-year-old kid singing about mining diamonds is more, for me, more artistically interesting, because at least it's something they're passionate about, instead of like, well, we haven't done Carol of the Bells yet. And also, oh, Christmas tree, oh, Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. You know, like, I know all these. Please just pick one. It's like, you know, the Beatles were pretty good, but you know what they never did? Release a 6-minute long song that was just like the hook from every single one of their previous singles. I wanna hold you, she loves me, yeah, yeah, yeah. She's so gunga. Heaven, in a town where I was born, lived a man, Maxwell Silverhammer. You know, is that annoying? Then I rest my case. Anyway, sorry, I got a little heated there for a moment. That came off the top of the head. I know it may have sounded rehearsed. Doot, 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 doot. Sorry, you can't sing Maxwell Silverhammer and ignore the doot, 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 doot. It's sacrilegious at the Church of McCartney. He's done it. Okay, how's this run doing? Better. I actually don't know where we stand on HP. I think we might have 1, and that's okay. We're substantially behind schedule. Dude, I didn't realize. I went into like a fugue state for a while there. I can't believe this run's 20 minutes long already. But we have, ooh, I mean, we're light, but, you know, we took items that mattered. You know, piercing shots is an item that matters. We haven't really taken anything that, you know, I think is beyond reproach for us. In fact, we've ignored a lot of items that otherwise wouldn't have been that valuable. I'm glad we didn't ignore Guppy's head now. You know, I'm constantly fighting a war that I don't need to defend this item, but, you know, we're very likely, especially with Goat Head and 2 Guppy items, to become Guppy on this run. And that won't be a guaranteed win, but if we get 9 lives, it's a guaranteed win. And it's been another delicate one. This hasn't been one where we were, like, dominant right from the get-go. So I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like we busted our slump. And I know, like, if you believe in the power of the jinx or whatever, if you're a little bit stitious, you might think that we're welcoming disaster. Who knows? Maybe. I don't really believe in the power of the jinx. I'm not even a little bit stitious. I'm like 100% non-stitious. I don't believe that the universe has a sense of irony, I guess, is what it is. You know, like I'm rediscovering all this music that I forgot about that I used to listen to in my youth. So I was like, okay, I got a nice 4-album banger on the drive down to Seattle. What do we got? Armchair Apocrypha by Andrew Bird. We're going to follow that up with Television's Marquee Moon. Forget what we had in the middle there. Hold on. My phone is right next to me. It's quite tempting. There's another album that was in there. The final one was Slint Spiderland, just because it always is, but you know what? Now it's going to bother me. This isn't for you. This is for me. Hold on. Play music. No, not Mukilteo 2018. Oh, Gaga. Gaga Ga by Spoon, of course. Then on the drive back, little Shugo Tokumaru. Come on, feel the Illinois. Girls rock your Illa boys. What else was going on? Oh, Since I Left You by the Avalanches. Anyway, the point is not recycling Pitchfork's best of 2007. It's, you know, these albums I used to listen to. when I was a little bit younger, and then just basically forgot about them over the intervening decade. You know what? I will take Book of the Dead. We've already got Empty Vessel. Let's try to make it pop. And we'll go look for the item room for sure, because we don't care about Boss Rush now. And the first song was like, the first song off Armchair Apocrypha is called Fiery Crash. You know? And Kay was like, that's kind of a bad omen for the road trip. And I was like, you know what, Universe? If you want him, come and freaking claim him. And you know what? We arrived safely. Also arrived, it was like an incredible time. I've got a conspiracy theory about, well, it's about something very niche. When I was a kid, we never did anything on the days when you would normally do them, because we're always worried about the traffic, the crowds. Oh, there's going to be so many people. Oh, we can't. Oh, we're guppy. That's great news. You know, the most common example, 100%. Can't go to the mall on Christmas Eve. It's going to be crazy. You'd have to be insane to go to the mall on Christmas Eve. You know, as a kid, I believed that. Then as an adult, there have been a couple of times where I've been like, I need to go to the mall on Christmas Eve. And every time I've been, it's been exactly fine. You know? Maybe depending on where you live, it might be different. Maybe you've had different experiences. But in my experience, yeah, parking takes maybe a couple minutes longer. But then when you're in the mall, you know, it's a building designed to hold like tens of thousands of people. You know, it works just fine. Same thing I always hear, like, they used to say it on the news. They'd be like, oh, arrive early to the airport. It's really busy today. You know, it's everybody's flying back home after the holidays. You know, like the airport is specifically designed to move tens of thousands of people minimum on a daily basis. You're going to be fine. Now that I've started doing that stuff as an adult, I realize maybe my parents just didn't want to do it in general and they had a great excuse. Or maybe they were told by their parents that there were a lot of crowds, so be careful. But I've been shopping on Christmas Eve. Not a big deal. I've flown out of the airport on Christmas Eve, New Year's, Thanksgiving, you name it, right? Don't let the crowds get you down. There's still a few things. Even then, though, like, you know, I saw Infinity War on the Thursday midnight showing. You want to talk about crowds? That theater was, like, obviously full, and it was full of, like, super fans. And that's, like, my, I wouldn't say, like, most maligned demographic, but, you know, you got to make sure you care about it. You don't want to go see, like, you know, I wouldn't have gone to a midnight showing for Bumblebee, for example. Because then if somebody's like, that's Bumblebee, I'd be like, well, of course that's Bumblebee. Instead, I did that, but just like 2 days later. And the example that brought it up was like, you know, we were driving yesterday. We have to cross the border. Radio was like, make sure you budget some extra time for the border. You know, oh, traffic's backed up like crazy at the border today. And I'm like, you know, not really. There was like very little traffic whatsoever, especially at like 11 p.m. when we were coming back. Turns out people want to spend, you know, Christmas night with their family. Who would have thought? Not driving down I-5. My hands wet on the wheel. Bam, 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 bam. Why not? Lock up. Amnesia. Really, I mean, just hoping to get some survivability. I know we have Gimpy, but a little, like, real survivability would be nice. Anyway, I'm just saying, don't let the days of the week, like that Stone Temple Pilot song, get you down, okay? You want to do something or you have to do something, just go do it. If anything, I think that there's almost like an echo effect where people are like, everybody's saying the crowds are going to be bad. That dissuades people from going out, and then the crowds are not so bad. Instead, you end up, geez, I mean, I guess we'll take this. Instead, you know, people are like, I can't possibly go to the mall on Christmas Eve. Instead, like everybody else, I'll just go to the mall on December 23rd. And you're like, why is it so busy? So just do everything at peak hours is my expectation. That's my advice to you. Hey, they're called peak hours for a reason. Well, there are not too many deals with the devil I'll take right now, but there are a few. Abaddon, Mark, 9 lives I would definitely take, even though we're already guppy. I could use the red heart. It's basically a 2-for-1. Psh, Mom's knife? I'm gonna take it. I don't really like it. Kind of, you might leave a bad taste in your mouth. Sorry about the tinted rock miss there. It might leave a bad taste in your mouth, but especially since getting my reflection. Wow, he wasn't messing about at all. Especially since getting my reflection, I was like, we could afford to. We might not be able to not afford to go for it here. Any chance you want to, you know, at some point let me finish this room? Oh, hello. Able. No reason not to, that I can think of. You know, don't shoot the messenger. It turns out at the end of the day, Mom's knife, you hate it because you ain't it. I would really like 1 red heart, though. Just to be able to, actually, now we'd want 2, I guess, but you get the idea. I want the ability to, like, lose a red heart on a blood bank or something like that and get a spirit heart. But I think we're pretty handily heading towards, oops, didn't realize there was 1 left. 10 wins in a row, and that's nice, because we're like up there, and then we lost 1, and then kind of felt like I was in a little bit of a free fall for a while. So it feels good to be roughly back. See ya. I don't think we've been playing perfectly, but we, you know, at least 2 of the runs that I can think of, 3 actually, in the last 10 were pretty bad. So to be able to come out of that with, you know, 3 potential losses that all turn into wins feels good. Another luck up is actually like real advantageous with Gimpy. I'm circling back to that sneak pentatonics diss earlier. Not because I want to apologize, but because I want to double down, of course. I run into it sometimes. And I've said this many times, and it's not a popular opinion. Even though, whenever, there's some things that I say, and I get a lot of like, NL's wrong, NL is right, you know? And it just goes to show you, broken clock is right twice a day, or sometimes people think my clock is broken. I don't know where I'm going with this. What I do know is that, you know, some of my opinions are held by a lot of people, and some of my opinions are a little less popular, but you can still find somebody who's like, yeah, I'm with you. I tend not to like covers, although there are a few good examples. One of the it depends. If it's a meaningful cover, then I tend to like it, which is a little bit of circular reasoning, but, you know, a cover that's just like, rap song turned folk. It's like my most hated and cynical genre. It's just like, hey, was that rap music too intimidating for you? Well, we took the lyrics and put it in next to bluegrass. Makes it kind of seem like a joke. Now no one will judge you for saying you like gin and juice. But I didn't realize that there was like an omega cover genre now, where you could just put 15 songs in the same song, because it's exactly the same reason I dislike covers, just amplified greatly. It's just like, here's a song you like sung by someone different. Now sometimes, you know, artists will like exchange covers, and then the, you know, the AV Club had that undercover, goodbye, show for a while that I thought was pretty cool. Always nice to hear Ted Leo doing a cover of Everybody Wants to Rule the World, but, you know, when it's just like, I don't know, a cover being 20 songs in one. Unless it's Weird Al Yankovic and he's playing the accordion. I'm not interested, okay? Sorry, it's called Music, Sweetheart. Look it up. Nope, we will not take those. Book of the Dead is now like, it's hit critical mass. And by that, I mean, you know, both metaphorically it's reached a point at which it's good for us, and also simultaneously, yo, it's reached critical mass. Like, it's about to collapse in on itself, like a neutron star. Please, stop trying to eat my best friend. So yeah, I think it's an encouraging time for Isaac. For me, at least. And you know that we're getting, you know, close-ish to, you know, the new DLC, I think. So to be hidden, I don't know if it's my A game, but to at least be at my, like, B- game, I feel okay about it. Seems like a good time to be back in the groove. Now, to what do I owe this? I don't know. I do, to some extent, think dailies are a big part of it. I mean, as much as I've been losing on the occasional non-daily run, on dailies we've lost, like, maybe literally once. And it was because we chose to fight Delirium just as, like, basically a, you know, what would Egg do sort of moment. Speaking of which, no need to go for it on this run. We'll take this for sure. And I think we're basically just cruising now. Even now, like, our stats are not... Excuse, may I? Thank you. Our stats are not particularly strong, but they're definitely good enough. I do have to point out, if you haven't seen it, you know, the VODs are probably getting pushed to YouTube now, but I played through the Shape-Shifting Detective on Sunday. If you like Contradiction, it's the same game. I don't mean that as a negative. It's the same style of game with a slightly different, you know, gimmick to it. I first have to preface this by saying, as much as I've made fun of Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls, and Detroit, I really like choose-your-own-adventure games, especially to stream. It might be like my favorite type of game to stream. Because, you know, it's like a Mystery Science Theater 3000 thing. You're along for the ride with the audience, and... Pardon me, if the decisions are more meaningful, then, you know, you get to go through that experience with your audience as well, which is cool. And be like, I wouldn't have done this, I would do this instead. Now, that does not... Me saying I like the genre does not mean I like Detroit. Detroit is it a bad game? I'm going to be slightly controversial. No, I don't think Detroit is a bad game. I think the story is bad. And the whole game is a story. But it was enjoyable to play through just for the ridiculousness. Beyond, I think, is a bad game. Like, Beyond is the bad story, hokey, pseudo-spiritual nonsense, and also, like, the mechanic of using Aiden in combat I thought was horrible. But anyway, you know, I thought Detroit as a game was slightly more successful from a user standpoint. Plus, it spawned the It's Connor meme. So if you like Detroit, I got no quarrel with you. Now, if you thought Detroit was, you know, deep, then we might need to have a conversation. Or better yet, don't speak to me or my son ever again. And I like Contradiction. You know, Contradiction had a cute, quirky little low-budget charm, but also an interesting game mechanic at the center of it. And, oh, okay, apparently it does work on multiple rooms, or the same room multiple times. I gotta say, the Shape-Shifting Detective, I'm not gonna leave it a negative review on Steam, but I thought it under-delivered on the promise of the last game. And also ended in a very similar way. Which is like, hey, we got... I don't even think it was set up that well, but they're like, hey, we've got this slightly intriguing premise here, and then... it's over. You know, like they spend 95% of the game setting the premise up. And then the last 5% is like, you know... It was me who did the tainted tap water. No! Regardless, though, worth playing? Yeah, I mean, first off, it was like 12 bucks Canadian, so relatively cheap. And secondarily, you know, it's just a nice couple of hours, a really fun game to stream. But modestly disappointing as well. But I think I've come to accept that in a way that's part of the charm. Like, that company is never going to make The Walking Dead Season 1, and that's okay. It's always going to be like something that has no budget, is a little bit half-baked, but it looks like it was a lot of fun to film. Pair throw. So if you haven't seen that, I'd recommend any series you can blitz through like that. Chef's kiss. So we could take the freaking key and get another item, or hear me out here. We could not do that because we're going to win pretty easily regardless. Just a little invincibility, please, via empty vessel on the next room. Yo. Empty vessel. Protecting me, protecting you, protecting streaks. It's empty vessel. And then it's, there goes the girl that loves my heart. Mr. Sandman, dum 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 dum, bring me a dream, bring me a dream. She's so... Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. It helps a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. And we're going to be going for win 11. See you then.